All right, bet. What's good? What's good? What's good? You tune in the Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad in effect with me today. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna wait for Ruben to get back in the joint. Set it back off. Vern, did you see that joint I posted with, or did we talk about the 3000 joint? How he said, like, you know, why he didn't want to do it no more?
I watched it, with Backbone, and I agree with him.
No, not even with Backbone, but did you see the joint I posted with 3000 actually explaining it? Yeah, I'll send that joint to you because basically he was just like, you know, like, look, man, I'm not that I'm not cool no more, but just like, you know, that shit is going through phases, and it's just like, and I'm like, the funny thing is, people will press him to make the album, and then when it's not good, then they diss him. They'd be like, well, why you even make the album in the first place? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with him at all.
All right, no doubt. Let's get ready to go. What's good? What's good? What's good? You tune in Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad here in effect with me today. I got my man Mike from Speak Your Cloud podcast. What's going on, good brother?
What's good, Kill? Glad to be here, brother.
Nah, man, glad to have you back on. I got my man Kel from Queens, the Source Plug. If y'all know anything about me talking about the Source Plug and my man Kel from Queens, this is my man right here, Kel. What's good, good brother?
It's good, fam. Good to be back.
Yo, what is that shirt? What does that shirt say, man? You know, rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. Love it, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. No. My man Vern out the ATL. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on, man? Glad to be here. I hope everybody's doing good, man.
No doubt, no doubt. And for the first time chopping it up with us, it's my man Rube. What's going on, good brother?
I'm good, man. Just chilling. I mean, I was at work until about 20 minutes ago, so I'm glad to be talking about hip hop.
All right, good looking for jumping in. And for people out there, my man Rube got the dope handle. What's your handle on Twitter, man?
Check the Rhyme 1.
All right, no doubt. And last week, he actually posted, he had a joint with a March Madness brackets of the dopest albums ever. And when I saw his, I reached out to him like, yo, my G, we doing a show too on that. Just letting you know I ain't biting your shit. Like, I'm old school. I don't want nobody thinking I'm biting. And we ended up chopping it up. I was like, yo, jump on the show. So he's chopping us up with us today. Look, so today we're talking about, the other day I was on IG scrolling pictures. And I saw a picture of Nas and Large Professor. And I was like, yo, them motherfuckers owe me an album. You know what I mean? And it got me thinking, what are albums that hip hop owes us? What are albums that should have came out, never came out? Maybe they recorded them, but for whatever reason, we never heard them as fans. What are albums that hip hop and R&B, because I got some R&B owe me some albums too. So we're going to be chopping up about that today. The first joint that I'm going to bring up that hip-hop owes me, I want a Nas Primo album from 1995. I got to be very specific with the year. I want it from 1995. And just so I could get people on point with this, 95 Primo, we talking about the Showbiz and AG Next Level remix. We talking about Rappers Are in Danger. Rappers Act Like They Don't Know. Real Hip Hop Das Effects, Shit Is Real, Fat Joe remix. The Group Home album came out in 1995. The D&D All-Star joint came out in 1995. That's the premiere I'm talking about. That vein of premiere right there with a 1995 Nas, which of course is in between Illmatic and It Was Written. That's the Nas I want. That's the Primo I want. And I'm going to slash this into another one. I always wanted that big Primo album from the same year, 95. Same thing with Preem with them albums, and with Big, he's coming off of Life After Death, and he's going into the Junior Mafia joint. So we gonna get that. We getting that Unbelievable, because the thing about, I always tell people about Ready to Die, we actually got to see Big grow, because when you hear, you know, Everyday Struggle and you hear Give Me the Loot, he ain't rhyming like he did in Unbelievable. So you could tell those were some of the earliest songs that he recorded with Ready to Die. And then, of course, Unbelievable, I think, was the last song he recorded for the album. So you kind of, same thing with Black Moon album. You saw Buck grow, because when you listen to Buckshot, Who Got the Props, and then you hear How Many MCs, you see that they're his rhyme styles are just different. So that's the first joint. Those two albums, hip hop owes me that. Mike, give me one of your joints, man. Where's the album that hip hop owes you, good brother?
For me, it's an album that's supposed to come out around 97. it was Infamous Mob and DJ Muggs because they were on the Soul Assassin album.
Right.
And I heard that, and Twins said that they have it recorded, but it ain't been released. And I thought that would have been real nasty. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big fan of Queensbridge niggas.
Right. Now, is Infamous Mob produced by Muggs?
Yeah, it was a whole album that Muggs did.
Okay.
For them, supposedly, you know what I mean? You know, Twins, Ty Nitty, Godfather Part 3.
Right.
You know, it would have been a fucking banger, but it never got released. Because that song on Soul Assassins 97 is crazy.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even know they had a whole joint coming out.
Yeah, supposedly, yeah.
You got the Queens representative right next to you, Kel. Did you ever hear about that joint coming out?
Never.
Yeah, I didn't even hear. Word ain't even get the air for me on that one. That would
They did a video on YouTube when like Havoc and Muggs are having lunch and shit, and they're talking about it. You know?
Wow.
All right. That's what's up.
Wow,
that's what's up.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Kel, give me one of your joints, good brother.
So, like you said, the time period, it's got to be exactly right. So, the Fab Five, they never had an album, so I was hoping for that. You know,
yo, hell yeah, hell yeah.
With beat miners, right?
Right, with beat miners.
No, you're right. Good point, bro. With beat miners, yes.
Yeah.
Yo, that would have been crazy. You're right, because I was hoping they was gonna come out because LaFleur was crazy. Blah was all right. Was that the second joint? Yeah, it was all right.
Hard.
Yeah, but it was hard. But yeah, I thought that Fab Five album would have been dope.
That was on a 12-inch.
Right, it was the 12-inch joint. That would have been crazy. That's a good joint, man. That's a good joint. Vern, what's one of your joints?
I would love to have here. I think I feel old. Heyday Buster with an album totally produced by Q-Tip.
Oh man,
yeah.
You said who?
Heyday Buster in his heyday with a whole album produced by Tip. Because I mean they brothers anyway. You know what I mean? Tribe, all that kind of stuff.
That ill vibe of coming.
Yeah. I was gonna say it would have been like that time right there. You know what I mean?
Ill vibe,
right. The crazy thing with that is that a lot of that was Dilla. You know what I mean? So it's almost like we may have to go back a little bit before Dilla to get that tip. You know what I mean? That tip that's in his bag. But yeah, I think that would have been crazy. Vern, you heard did you hear the mixtape they had out? Like the
the Dragon or whatever. Yeah, they did that. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father.
Which was crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
All right, Ruben, what's one of your joints, man?
Detox. I know.
No. I was just playing some jokes.
A running joke at this point, but I mean, between all of the artists who've been in the studio with him, like whether it was specifically for that project or they thought it was for that project. I mean, between Rakim, Busta Rhymes, Eve, Raekwon, Game, they even said that he was still trying to push it out as late as 2011, 2012. So we're talking Schoolboy Q could be in that mix. Kendrick could be in that mix. Just a bunch of artists. So like, I mean, I wish I could give that a certain time as well, but it seems like he kept that alive so long. So at this point, I would just like to hear, 12 tracks of any shit that he had. And I want to say I threw the idea out back when I think my account might have had like 60 followers or something. I was like, I think it would be dope if Dre didn't technically throw out Detox, but at least give us one track with like each of these artists who he's been working with. It could be 12 to 15 tracks, different artists, every track, and then just have that serve as Detox. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to hear anything from that album, but Dre owes us that shit, man.
Nah, I feel you. The funny thing, Dre reminds me of what me and Vern was just talking about with 3000, because my man is cool with Jake One, and he was telling me some stuff like Dre is just such a perfectionist. You know what I mean? And it's kind of just like, it's almost like Dre has that thing of like what I said, even when Compton came out, people was like, well, where's the new MC? Like, we just got so used to Dre putting us down with Game or putting us down with Eminem or like introducing us. Right. You know what I mean? That I think it's almost like what's Dre supposed to do? Because if you just got the hottest artist at that time, maybe at a certain point, 50's the hottest artist. Then maybe at another minute, Wayne's the hottest artist. You know what I mean? So it could shift either which way. But you know, I think I agree with you 100%. He owes us Detox. I mean, people have been talking about Detox since 2000, right? Or even is that before, like 99?
2003, I heard rumblings.
Yeah,
2003. Okay, like about that. Yeah, that would be dope. My man Sean jumped in and said, yeah, that compilation would be dope. All right, let's see what else I got. All right, this is what else I got. I want a Black Star album following up that first EP. So I'm talking about the first EP was like 98. I want something around 2000, 2001. They were supposed to be doing this mixtape called the Aretha mixtape, where they was going to use all Aretha Franklin samples. And then that kind of like, they did one joint, then that kind of disappeared. And then Kelv, you hit me with the tweet with I think Most or somebody saying that they were doing a joint with Madlib. Right. And then Most like said it on stage, and then Talib tweeted like, yo, I don't even know nothing about that album. Like, I don't even know nothing about it. But since then, Talib has said the album is done. It's all produced by Madlib. They're just trying to figure out a time when to drop it. That is definitely something I'm looking forward to, because I think Madlib is in his bag right now. Coming off that Freddie Gibbs bandana joint. He's got the joint with Westside Gunn coming out. So I just think that joint, and prayerfully Most is rapping. I always got to put that asterisk. I don't need Most singing or chanting or doing nothing else. I just want boom bap, lyricist lounge, Most Def. I got to put that asterisk on there, because Talib will be rapping and Most will be humming in the background. So that's the next joint I got on. Mike, what's your next joint, good brother?
I got there's a dude by the name of Smooth the Hustler, and he had a brother.
Oh man.
Trigger the Gambler, man.
Oh, man.
That Life to 50-50 Gamble. It got leaked, but it sounds like shit. You know what I mean? But there's some bangers on there, bro.
You talking about the
trigger? That broken language, man.
Yeah,
man,
Life to 50-50 Gamble, yo. But yo, I spoke to Trig on Instagram. He said he's gonna re-release it this year.
Oh, wow.
So,
yo, I mean, I got the joint if you want it. I mean, the joint is dope.
I have it.
I mess with it for that time period. You know what I mean?
That's a nice, clean copy of that shit, yo.
Right, I know what you're saying.
That shit's better than Once Upon a Time in America, in my opinion.
No, it is. Once Upon a Time in America was a letdown for me, based off. And it's so funny because at that time, Kelv, I'm at 889. They sent a 12-inch, and they were pushing Hustlin', which was the A side, which was Smooth's over Freddie's Dead. The Curtis Mayfield joint. Right. And that was like what labels were saying, play this is the single. And we was all at the station. I guess everybody in the world was like, yo, that's whack. Play, what's that B-side? You know what I mean? And that's what kind of taught me from doing radio and making music was just make dope music. Like, don't try to make nothing for the radio. Don't try to do whatever, because most people have never even heard that Hustling joint. You know, but who hasn't heard Broken Language? And Vern, I know you'll appreciate this. When I heard the Heather Hadley joint, the second I heard it, I was like, she doing the Smooth Hustler. She was doing the whole.
That's true.
She did. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh shit, Shorty do play Smooth. Like, okay, that's dope.
That's one of the illest rhyme schemes of all time.
Oh my goodness, it is.
No question.
Man, we gotta break that mug down one day, man.
You know what? Keep on talking. I'm gonna bring up the lyrics, so we gonna come back to that. But that's definitely.
The Big Daddy Kane, Little Daddy Shane over to it.
That's crazy, man. And then the way it ends too, it just ends. You know what I mean? Like, people fronted on it on the Nutty Professor soundtrack, but My Crew Can't Go for
that. It's a banger,
dog. I messed with that joint. That
Alias Christ.
Alias Christ. Yep. That DR period. Like, yo, you was in the back. My man Sean says he wish we would have got a Beans and Scarface album. That would have been dope too. That would have been dope. Yeah. Especially coming off of Nothing But Prayers for Face with this whole corona and having pneumonia and everything. Definitely prayers up for Face. Kel, what's another joint you got, good brother?
I got another collab group, I guess you could say, Hit Squad. I was looking for an album with them. You know, before this is 94, 95, something like that, when EPMD breaks up.
Well, I think they broke. They broke up. Like
92.
They broke up our freshman year, so it was like around 93 when that fourth album dropped. So coming off of a Headbanger, Like
coming off the
headbanger, like
headbanger, right? You know, exactly.
It was.
I always wanted EPMD, Redman, K Solo, Das, all in the same, on the album, just together, just rhyming, mix it up a little bit more with each other. But they never keep them every two, just having
Well, the thing is the one thing I've always wondered, and it's crazy because we've got Unsungs with EPMD, we got him. I still need to understand what happened. Did E really get P robbed? If P did get robbed, no, I'm dead serious. Like, how do you forgive that? Like, how do you forgive that? Like, I have friends.
I've heard you say I was gonna say forgiveness. Like you said, go to church. That would be, you're right. Whatever they did, that's
right. That's literally what you like. Forget me as a marriage counselor. Eric and Parrish need to be marriage counselors. If you could somehow forgive your man from getting you pistol whipped and robbing you,
tying you up.
Yeah, tying you up like, bro, you can forgive your girl for cheating. If you can forgive getting robbed up and pistol whipped, no, like, yo, you went out with another dude. You know what? It is what it is. I can live with that. I'll swallow that one. And it's the same thing with Ray and Ghost. When I was watching the Wu series, and Papa Wu was like, nah, them niggas used to really shoot at each other. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? Y'all used to shoot at each other. Like, that let me know I'm really not that hood. Like, there's a level of hoodness that I'm obviously not there yet that you could just forgive. Oh, like this is Avon and Marlo on The Wire when it was like, so what's up? Like, okay, what's good now? Like, no, B, we were just trying to kill each other last week, and now you're talking about West Side niggas. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, I think that would have been dope. And I mean, because that was Parrish's whole thing to why he stayed during those Hit Squad tour, because he said he felt like so many people had to eat, and he didn't want to pull the plug on that tour. Which I felt like, yo, bro, how can you be with somebody who literally just you think got you robbed? Right. I that's beautiful that you want to be there for the other people on, in the crew and don't want to, not feed them. But dog, how can you stand next to a dude on stage every night knowing this dude came into your crib and robbed you? And I think that was one of the reasons at that age I couldn't understand. I didn't believe Parrish because keep in mind I'm a shorty. I'm only 18 at the time. So I'm just like, the hood in me is like, nah, nigga, you lying, because can't nobody do that. I can't stand next to a nigga who tried to talk to my girl every day in class. Like, I'm gonna be able to talk to you and do rhymes on stage and go back and forth, and you just got me robbed in my crib. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Hit Squad album would have been dope. That would have been dope. Vern, give me another one, good brother.
A Hungry Kanye and Twista full album.
I'm down for that.
I like that.
Okay. Especially off of that overnight success and overnight success was a bang. I mean, Slow Jams is one of my favorite Ye joints ever. Like, I always loved that, and it was weird because I was never a fan of Twista before, and it just kind of showed me that with the right production, like you can like people who I never would even want to listen to can become tolerable. You know what I mean? So, that's definitely a good joint. And I guess that would be like 2003-ish, because that's when 2004-ish, because I think that was College Dropout.
Yeah. So, it could be a little bit earlier than that.
Right, because I'm thinking Blueprint was 2001. So, yeah, probably 2002-ish, like that. All right, no doubt. Rube, what's another one you got, good brother?
So, man, I think I was like a junior or a senior. I'm in high school, and T Wayne was always talked about as a big thing, right? The T-Pain and the Wayne joint mixtape album or something. Actually, I didn't even realize that they did officially drop something, but it was only 7-8 tracks. But given that period of time, say between 06 and 08, I mean, I think Wayne was definitely the hottest rapper at that point in time. And I don't think T-Pain, think he turned down a fucking check or a hook during that entire period. And so I just feel like that was something that we needed. I mean, I know that they did have the one single, I'm blanking on the name, but those two were just so hot at that point, and I mean, I don't really like, Wayne not being in his like mixtape bag, but there was just something about that chemistry that, I mean, even though it was a little bit of different sounds from both of them, I mean, that shit could have moved a lot of units if they would have dropped that in time, say 07, 08.
Now tell me this. Mike, do you listen to Lil Wayne like that?
I'm a Wayne diehard fan early on, you know what I mean?
So tell me this.
I was fucking all crazy white bitches in that era. It was a good time for me. 07, 08.
Okay. So when did Wayne really start jumping? Because that's like I explained to people by me being older. I just remember Lil Wayne from Hot Boys. So like I said the other night, it's like it would be like if one of them niggas from Crisscross blew up one day and just became ill. I just still see you as you the jump nigga. So you would like Wayne, but when did Wayne make that transformation from just being bling bling to being this lyricist? Because I know most people, especially 40 and under, some people have Wayne in their top 3. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out when did he, both you and Ruben, for you, Mike, when did he make that? And then Rube, I'll come to you. But Mike, when did Wayne make that transition from being bling bling hot boy Wayne to being like Carter Wayne?
All right. I'm in the minority on this panel, probably. I'm a diehard No Limit Records fan, right? So when Cash Money came out, I loved them too, you know? But Wayne wasn't like the standout. One day I came home from school. I was at my cousin's house. And I seen Go DJ. I'm like, yo, Wayne is rapping very different. You know what I mean? And it was like 04, I would say. Wayne transitioned to being a dope MC. You know?
So it literally is you just woke up one fucking morning and this dude went from bling bling to like you said, you just came home from school and you turn on a song and you're just like, okay. And it's just like
would say it's Gilly the Kid, right?
Right. Yeah, now I heard Gilly's pen was in there. I heard Gilly's pen was in there. And what about you, Rube? When was it that Wayne made that? Is it the same time or?
I would say, 04, 05. The track that's sticking out for me is, I would say probably Fireman. I would say that's the one in which he kind of just went off and spazzed, and I think that might have been the one where he pulled that same shit that Jay-Z did on the Black album, and he called himself the greatest alive or the greatest rapper alive or something. Okay. But I feel like he finally gave us bars on a track that could actually back that up. So I think that's Carter 2 period. I don't think C3 had dropped. 04, 05.
All right.
Yeah. Carter 2 was amazing, bro.
Yeah. I think I heard Carter 2. Somebody challenged me. You know what? Somebody tricked me. See, one of these seriously. And they needed to trick me. I'm not even gonna lie. Whoever tricked me, I'm not even mad that they tricked me. They said, man, you would love Carter 2 because Alchemist got like 5 joints on there. And I was like, word? And then I went to it and I'm like, man, ain't no goddamn Alchemist on there. We knew it was the only way you was gonna listen. It wasn't that bad. I'm like, nah, it wasn't that bad. You know, it wasn't bad at all. It was dope. I mean, you know, not necessarily something that I would go back to, but it was a dope album. But people, I'm not mad. People knew what they needed to say because without that, I probably want to listen. Another joint that I got, and it's an album that came out, but I think it was done wrong. It was Common's Nobody Smiling album because the build up to this album was that Common was going to do an album that was going to be about the violence in Chicago, was going to be a reflection on everything going on in Chicago. He was getting back with No ID, so No ID was going to produce the whole album. And y'all know my favorite Common album is One Day It All Makes Sense, which is basically all No ID and Why Not. And Doug Inf, not Why Not. No ID and Doug Infinite. So I was hyped for this album. Then when it came out, it was lackluster to me. Like I loved the first single, Kingdom, crazy. Loved the beat, loved the video, loved the concept. But I just felt like with that kind of album, Common needed to be in Chicago. Like to me, if I want to do an album about the violence going on in Philly right now, I can't do that from Waldorf, Maryland. I can't, I need to be in Philly. Chicago and No ID needed to be like, you know what? We're going to take 6 months off. You ain't going to do no movies. I'm going to get somebody else to run Def Jam. We're going to go to Chicago. We're going to get us a nice little studio. and we are gonna go to all the town hall meetings. We're gonna go to funerals. We're gonna go to schools. We're gonna talk to kids and just take all that in and then make an album. In my opinion, I don't want no beats. I want everything to be made in Chicago. You know what I mean? So that's the album that I feel like Common still owes me to this day, because I'm like, bro, this is your city. I mean, I work in the hoods of DC. I see violence every day, but Chicago's violence is just on a whole nother level. And again, I just feel you owe that to hip hop. Hell, you owe that to your city. You owe that to Chicago to come back home and make an album. If you're going to do an album about that, then do the whole album about that. And I don't feel like he did. I felt like the album, it sounded like, yo, in between him doing movies and No ID trying to sign people, it's like, oh, let me get here beat, let me get, and that's the way the album sounded to me. And again, it's my expectations. I hear people say, oh, it's not a bad album. Y'all know how I feel about it's not that bad. But I just felt like that album could have been monumental, especially at that time. Because at that time when it dropped, like Chicago was just crazy, like 20, 30 people getting killed a day. And I felt like that album could have been crazy, and they could have documented, you know, them going to the town hall meetings, and just, I felt like that album could have literally been one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. And it just was a letdown. So that was the next joint I had up. Mike, what's another joint you got, good brother?
Oh man, this is very frustrating for me. Every time I hear a feature with this dude, I get pissed off. He's a Flip Mode Squad, man. Lord have mercy. One of the illest voices in hip hop, period, man.
Yeah.
That dude was nasty, you know. Blast Berettas and carry nines like math professors. Like, come on, dude. Lord, he had one of the illest voices ever.
His voice is dope. His voice is dope.
I remember looking at the Source, you know, speaking of the Source, Calvin, you know, and I seen ads in there and shit for it. It never dropped.
Yeah.
Put it drop in 98, you know?
Right. Well, who was supposed to produce that joint? Do you remember?
Nah, man. Hopefully Scratch.
Right,
you know?
right.
Flip Mode, though, had so many, I mean, love Buster, but they had so many issues between Lord have Mercy, Digga, obviously Rock Marciano. I mean, they just got so many issues. No one's album was coming out. I mean, it was just kind of in a flux. It was messed up.
And that Flip Mode Squad meets Def Squad, he caught a body. He bodied all them niggas. My opinion.
Now, I mean, Lord was definitely dope. I just don't know. Again, I feel like that period in rap, there was, what year was that? Give me a year and I can give you a guess on maybe what happened.
Even if you just 98. 98, I'm pretty sure.
Here's the hard part with 98. Eddie, what's going on? All right, you just jetted out. All right, 98. This is my thing with 98. The hard part is most of the industry didn't know what to do with acts at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you sign these acts who are, you know, coming from an era of boom bap, and now we're in this era of bad boy. You know what I mean? So a lot of labels had these people signed to deals, because keep in mind, you may sign your deal 94. You know what I'm saying? And if you on Flip Mode and you gotta wait for Busta, it's almost like with Wu. Like if you signed with Loud, you had to wait for Ray. You had to wait. You know, you had to wait your turn. And as you wait your turn, the parts of the industry are shifting. You know what I mean? So like, yo, we signed you to do this boom bap album, but damn, now it's like Bad Boys running the radio. We really need you in the studio with a singer. We need you in the studio with Faith. We need you in the studio with, you know what I mean? And it could have been like they recorded the album and it was just like, yo, we're not going to pay for you to record it again. Or, you know, all of that stuff, because people have been paid. You know what I mean? So I think that may have been an issue. I can't say for sure, but
him and Rock Ness Monster got the illest voices in rap to me. I love Rock's voice.
I love Rock too, but I don't know. Somehow Sean P just took the chip and ran with it. Because I remember, Kelb, you was there. I Love Morgan Day in '93. Black Moon came out. Black Moon just dropped. They brought out Smith & Wesson. And when Rock walked across the stage and started rapping, bruh, like we all was like, oh shit. The nigga had the ill scar on his face. He had the ill voice. It was like, yo, who is this? You know what I mean?
He does that laugh and shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Eddie, what's going on, good brother? Can't hear you. I mean, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
There you go.
What's going on, good Ed? You know the topic, man. What's the album that hip hop owes you, man?
Damn, you know what? I don't know if this might have been mentioned already, but the Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes album.
Vern just mentioned that. Well, Vern mentioned a Busta album produced by Q-Tip. I think you're saying a Busta and Q-Tip.
I'm saying collab album. Now they had a mixtape. They had a mixtape called The Abstract and the Dragon or something like that.
Yeah, we chopped it up about that.
But you know, it was, you know, it was some previous joints and some, you know, new drops. But it wasn't a full album, you know, it wasn't like a traditional album. But yo, get them together, like at the time in their prime, get Dilla production and Q-Tip production with Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes on the mic. Man, that shit would have been fire.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that. Kel, what's another joint you got, good brother? Or did you just Mike just went?
Yeah. So I got now this is like 2004, I guess it was Joel. You know, we talked about this, Joel Ortiz. I love Joel Ortiz. So I think that him going to Dre, I would like to see that album. You know, he's supposed to go to Aftermath, and I think that him going there, maybe Dre can cultivate his sound to, you know, give him more. You know, I think Joel is more. People think he's a battle rapper for the most part, and I think that maybe the exposure with Dre could give him a different audience to hear how dope he is, and you know, just I don't know, maybe they didn't mesh well. Maybe that could have been the reason and stuff, but I just wanted to see that happen and see, you know, maybe, you know, obviously Rakim would have been the first one, but I was like, maybe that one wasn't a good match. But I think with Joel, that could have been a good matchup with him and Dre.
Yo, it's something about Dre and Aftermath. Like, you go there to die. Like, you go there to, like, you literally, it's like a cemetery. Like, you get signed and you're hype, and then you just, like, I'm shocked the Busta joint, the Big Bang Theory came out. Yeah, you know, because I want to say he may be the only one, because my man lost.
That's a great album.
My man Last Emperor, very slept on album. My man Last Emperor from Philly, who was down with the Lyricist Lounge, he went to Dre to got signed by Aftermath, never came out. You know what I mean? Rakim, of course, you know, the Joel Ortiz. Like, it's something about, and I don't know what it is, that you just go there and you just never get heard from ever again in life. You know what I mean? But there's definitely something. But yeah, that's a definitely dope pick. Vern, what you got up next, bro?
You picked the producer and Drez after the first Black Sheep album. I mean, Drez is nasty, man. But
my dude.
Yep.
Queens.
I'm at a loss for words, but I would like to see him married with the ill producer or producers on a project and see what came of that.
Now I'll tell you what I don't want: a Drez Jerobi album.
Oh
yeah, man.
Now
that's
but you do know they was working on an album.
No, Everton, I heard some songs. I'm like, oh man, no, this is not like this.
I don't even know how. Did y'all see each other at Walmart? Were you like
on the bus or something?
Right, were you on the bus? I know Jerobi is a chef. Were y'all both in the produce section in Queens? I was like, oh shit, we should make a like. How does Jerobi make a group with Drez? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's like that's literally like almost saying like Q-Tip is making an album with Milo the Dance from Legion. Like, why? Like, out of everybody in the world that you could find, you decide not Dinko, not Charlie, not Busta, but Milo. Milo is the one that I'm gonna choose to make an album with. Like, bro, these are some funny moments in hip hop, because I have no idea how you could even remotely think. But I want to say that was a very big sophomore disappointment for me.
Yes,
that Black Sheep album, I was so disappointed in that follow-up album. Yeah, with Nonfiction.
Oh
yeah. Like, I mean, it was just like when you coming off of Wolf in Sheep's Clothing with The Choice Is Yours, and you know, what was the first joint? Flavor of the Month.
Black with Envy.
Black with Envy. Similac Child remix, like with that bass line and the black and white video. And
Strobe Light Honey.
Yeah, Strobe Light Honey. Like, yo, and then you give me that, and then Mr. Long was trying to rhyme. It's like, just stay in your position. But I will say this, y'all know me. I got my little, like, my weirdness. Long cut off his hair, man.
See, that was it. That was
Think about it. Think about it. I'm just saying. What happened when Kane cut his cameo? What happened? We went from Long Live the Kane to the little twist, and we got Taste Out of Chocolate. Yeah. I'm just saying. Kid and play, kid with the high top fade. Niggas was in house party. Niggas was eating, getting funky, do this my way. And he got them twists, and then we got some. Ain't nobody. Like I'm telling you, man, y'all better stop cutting y'all hair because it's messy. You think I'm shaving my? Let me tell y'all a funny story, totally off topic. So I'm flying back from LA, and we're taking off, and I see something on Twitter that says, "For the coronavirus, you should shave your beard." Okay, and let me explain to you now. Like at that point, I can't hear. I mean, I'm in the ear now, so that's all I have. And the whole 6-hour plane ride from LA to DC, I am stressing. Like, oh my God, I can't cut my beard. Yo, me and T gonna be arguing because T gonna be like, you gonna give us corona just because you want a bit, bruh? And then it's like I landed, and I was like, oh God, thank God, I don't have to cut my beard. I'm serious. There is power in hair. So again, that Samson ain't just in the Bible just for, okay, he's there for a reason, okay? God was not like, you know what, I got 8 extra pages, let me throw in some story about some here. I'm serious, just look at it, just when y'all in y'all spare time when you're bored, just think about, damn, all the people who had high top fades, what happened when they cut them? Like Kwame, what happened? Now Big is like you played out like Kwame with them polka dots. Kwame is done. Do the research. Do everybody watching? Do your research. Y'all think I'm playing, but it's real. Ruben, what's another one for you, good brother?
I think this one is the first one that probably hasn't been mentioned or like we thought that it was going to come out, but I would love to see a joint album between Big Boy and Big Crit. I feel like Big Boy has found a way to somehow after 30 years he's still as strong as he was, I would say, on the first album. And I think Crit does a good he has a voice in which I feel like he's somewhere between Big Boy in the sense of his demeanor. I mean, like he's a person who you probably should take very seriously, but then he also has a lot more, I would say, game, a lot more like real life shit. Whereas Big Boy, it's a lot of, D-boy, trap and all that kind of shit. But I just feel like their styles would be very, very good together. Throw out the producer. I mean,
now tell me this, because I've never been.
Think it matters.
I've never been really up on Crit. So what's a good Crit album to start with? Like Crit 101. What's a good Crit album to start with?
Was it a Return of Forever? I think.
Return of Forever.
Yeah, that one's good. And then he dropped a double LP in 2017. I think that was Forever is a Mighty Long Time. So on that one he has CeeLo. I think he has Sleepy Brown on a joint as well. But that's the double album. But I think it still only comes in at like 21 tracks.
All right.
So it's a double album technically, but it doesn't play like a traditional, 30. Yeah, it's a lot shorter.
All right. No doubt. All right, the next joint I got up, and y'all gonna laugh at this. Folk watching gonna laugh, but stay with me on this. I want a Memphis Bleek album from 2000. No, I apologize. Give it to me around 98 when Jay's third album, when Hard Knock Life dropped. That Bleek right there, produced by Primo and Ski. And people sleep on Bleek, but when you put that Hard Knock Life, even after it's all right, because Bleek has had joints, but the joint I'm talking about is he had the joint on the Hard Knock Life album, Handed Down. That's what set off the whole Hard Knock Life album. That
Screw
Primo
Good
beat
and I
was
pitch in
crazy.
the PJs.
Screw Gooden, I pitch in the people, and this was my problem with Rockefeller with Bleak, because I felt like they were trying to make him be the next Jay-Z, and I feel like he just never was gonna be the dude with club bangers and all of that. Like, if you would have just let Bleak rhyme just over, like, it's undeniable. I don't know anybody who could put on that Hand It Down and not have a screw face with that Primo beat. And here's the thing, Bleak always bodies shit, like on some real shit. Like, Bleak always body stuff. Now, I know eventually when they signed Beans and all of them, he kind of got lost in the shuffle. But there was a while that Beans, I used to like Beans and Bleak going back and forth all the time. Like, when they did Switches Saying, like, so cats front on Bleak, but Bleak got some joints, man. You put Bleak in the right. I just feel like Bleak, it's like a basketball player. You put him in the right system, he's gonna flourish. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people who you see play under one coach and you like, he's not that good. You put him in a whole nother system and he's off to the races. And I felt like if they would have just let Bleak let Jay be the club and the radio and all that, and let Bleak just kind of be the underground Rockefeller representative, I think a 2000 Primo and Ski produced Memphis Bleak album would be crazy. I think that joint would be crazy. Mike, what you got up next, bro?
Boy, God, I agree with you, bro. I'm a Bleak fan, bro.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I got a lot of Bleak quotables. People will laugh, but one of my is blame the mind, not the heart. Blame the head, not the heart. Like, he got a lot of little joints, like from It's All Right, like, you know what I mean?
If you hear Crew Love on the Belly soundtrack, he bodied that shit.
And again, I get it. He's always next to Jay, and then God forbid you put him next to Beans, but like, he never came whack though. You know what I mean? Like, he may not have been right there with Jay and Beans, but it's not like you listened to it and you was like, oh man, get out of here. And anybody who thinks I'm fronting, listen to that Beans joint. It's off of this album, the So What You're Saying joint.
Classic.
And tell me, Beans, that Bleak don't get busy on this joint, for real. But what you got up next, Mike?
Another frustrating artist, you know what I mean? Wu-Tang Clan affiliate, part of Killer Army, a Killer Sin album. Because Killer Sin is one of the nastiest Wu-Tang affiliates, man. For real. Man. He made some dumb decisions, but that dude is a murderer.
You know what happened to me with the Wu-Tang people after
he's
a while?
nicer than You Got a Master Killer. You know what I mean?
Because here's what happened. It's like Ray said, all of a sudden, your family's from Shaolin. Like, after a certain point, there was just like 100 Wu affiliates. It was Killer Army, Killer Sin Army, just King Just. It was just everybody was from Shaolin. So it just got to a point where I missed out on a lot of dope hip hop. Just because
you gotta hear Killer Sin, brother. You gotta hear
that. Again, just point me. What album? What do I start with?
Killer Army, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. He got a song called The Burning Season.
You said, what's the name of the album?
Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars came on 97.
See, that's the other problem too. You name your album Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, you're gonna go right over some people's heads. Man. But Silent Weapons.
Yeah, and if you got the Soul in the whole soundtrack, and he bodied some shit on there too with Wu-Tang.
You said he on the Soul in the whole soundtrack?
Yeah, man.
All right.
He on Bulletproof Vault. He on Match shit, but Killer Sin was a problem. Like, his pen game was incredible.
And who'd you want to produce him? RZA or Matt, like Fourth Disciple?
Fourth Disciple. And if you got the Law of the Darkman album, Heist of the Century.
Okay.
You got a song on there with that Muggs did with Law of the Darkman. They going back and forth on some bank robbery shit. It's crazy, yo.
All right, send me some links tonight.
That joint is crazy.
DM me some links so I can check them out.
You gotta hear it, bro.
No doubt, like I said, I keep smarter people around me so I can still learn, B. So send me some stuff so I can hear it. Kel, what you got up next, good brother?
So kind of what you talked about in the beginning with Nas, go back to him. I follow Tragedy on Instagram, and sometimes he interacts with, you can comment and make comments and stuff. So we're going back and forth, and one person that commented, was like, "Hey, how come you only got one song with Nas?" He was like, "Oh, we were working on an album years ago, but this is Tragedy talking." So he's like, he was like, "Yeah, we were working on an album years ago, and we just never Nas started doing other things, and he started doing other things, and like we just never got back to it. He said, but maybe one day it'll be in the works. He's like, yeah, they were kicking some songs around with Large Pro. So I'm like, yo, let me hear that. Nas Tragedy, produced by Large Pro. Now
that would be dope. That would be dope.
Like 97 Trash.
Yeah, 97 Trash, right? Probably. Yeah. And Nas.
Yo, the wild part is Trash to me is another example of how the industry was shaping people. Because remember when Trash first came out, he was the intelligent hoodlum. It was Arrest the President. He's the drug dealer. Then I look up. I'm just like you, Mike. I come home from school one day. Now this nigga's Tragedy Gaddafi. You know what I mean? He's moving cocaine every day, and I'm like, yo, what happened to the glasses and the Arrest the President? Now it's like arrest me. I'm the drug dealer. Everybody like I was like, yo, what the hell happened? Like, but again, I get it. The industry is dictating, what was dope at the time. And at that time, if you was from Queensbridge, you better be on some old rah-rah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you was gonna just get faded away. So I feel you on that. Vern, what's another one for you, good brother?
Tony owes me an album.
Okay.
No question.
The original members, Sadiq with it, and it's producing Fury. I need that. And I thought I heard the end of last year that they were getting back together, but I haven't seen anything, man.
The wild part about Tony is they remind me of in the Temptation movie when there was two different Temptations touring at the same time.
Yeah.
Because one of my people said to me like, yo, Tony gonna be in DC. You want to go? And I was like, is Raphael Sadiq gonna be? Like, I do not want to see Dwayne and the cousin. I have no urge. Whatever you want is my shit. Like Dwayne has some dope songs, but if Sadiq ain't gonna be there, it's like what do you say? Don't nobody come to see you, Otis. Don't nobody go to see them. Don't nobody come to see Dwayne. They just don't. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, are we getting Sadiq or are we getting... Now, here's the funny thing. I don't know if y'all saw Sadiq on the Breakfast Club. He said that they were trying to replace him with Stokely from Mint Condition.
What?
Yeah. He said Stokely reached out to him and was like, yo, everything good with you and the fam? Because, like... Niggas reached out to me, like, so I wanted to come in and I wanted to G check with you first, like, yo, but it's funny. And you know what, Vern, I'll say one of my R&B joints here too. Blackstreet owes me an album, but I want the original members. Yeah. I want Sean C, Teddy, Levi, and Dave Hollister. I want the OG members. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry with Dave Hollister. That ain't gonna happen.
Now. Yeah, he did an album with Fred Hammond, Eric Roberson, and Brian Courtney. It's a fire album too, gospel album called United Tenors.
But yeah, like I know it's not gonna happen, but that Blackstreet, and it's funny because that's what happens in these R&B groups. Like it's like members just come and go. Because I don't even think I noticed from the first Blackstreet album to Another Level with No Diggity that Dave Hollister wasn't even there no more. You know what I mean? I mean, Vern, you're more of a musical listener. Like, did you notice that he was missing on the second album?
Yeah, because the tone that Dave Hollister has is very recognizable. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you what Flip. Go ahead. No,
I was gonna say maybe the problem was I didn't even miss him. So maybe it was a good, who they put in next. Because they got some bangers on that second album.
I think Blackstreet is more of an entity than individual guys anyway. I mean, Ted's production and that kind of thing. I didn't know that Leon Silvers had a hand in No Diggity though.
Oh, he did?
Yes. He wrote it? He got some production credit, so I don't know if it's from Sampler or whatever, but Leon Silvers is a bad man anyway.
Hell yeah. Slept on Group the Silvers. Ruben, who you got up next, good brother?
Man, I got a couple here in the bank, but I would say that the Memph Bleak album got me thinking about the album that we never got from Petey Crack. I mean, his spot on Flip Side. I mean, bar for bar. I mean, it's cool, but just his whole style, his whole persona, just like
it's so unique.
Yeah, and like
love that
that next single that came out, and it was supposed to be for his debut. I'm blanking on the name. The one time for PD Crack, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're
that
talking
was
about.
hot. Like that was hot. But then when the Dame Biggs and Jay split all kind of happened, and I know that he's given the interviews to Vlad before. He says a lot about that as far as how it seemed like Dame was trying to get him on one side and trying to pull him basically by saying, I'll throw your solo out next. But then he did that, and I want to say he still threw out Beans next, and then some other dude who wasn't even on the label before they split. And then like the next thing I know, like dude's just basically gone. But I think like he's definitely of that same group between him and young Chris, I would say, is in that same cluster of guys who really got fucked over by that split. I'm not sure if Chris could have rocked the whole solo album, but I think just the fact that there were a lot of other people besides Jay and Dame that got kind of split up through that whole I mean, I don't even want to call it unfortunate because it seems like both of them are better now, but you know,
well, I don't know about Dame. I don't know if Dame is better. I don't know.
Well,
I know
Dame
Jay's
is better than he was 5
so.
years ago. You know, like
I can never
Dame
keep
like
up
5,
with
6
Dame.
years ago was like broke and you know.
I don't know if
sick
Dame
and
now
dying.
ain't broke. I don't know if Dame now ain't broke. I don't know.
Well, he
what's
dresses
going
a little
on.
nicer, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I will say this: the PD joint is crazy. I thought I had the mixtape on my phone. It's a certain PD mixtape that's just bananas from beginning to end. 5 mic mixtape. I just gotta find out where it is and what's the name of it. But I'm with you. I used to tell niggas like, "Yo, PD Crack is next," and they be like, "Yeah, he all right." I'm like, "Nah, man. Dude got a dope voice. He got a dope flow. He got his own style. Like." To me, PD had everything, and then after the breakup, then he got locked up. It's something about Philly niggas. We stay getting locked up. Like, nah, dead ass, my man. Who was my man? And Mike, I know you'll know the Clips. Goddamn, Roscoe P. Goldchain.
Roscoe P. Goldchain. Yeah. You got a fatigue mixtape?
Yeah, he got locked up too. So again, like, yo, you know, something about Philly dudes. Then Beans got locked up, and Cassidy got locked up. So. It's something about us Philly. And Meek got locked up. It's just something about Philly rappers getting locked up. But yeah,
state.
Yes. Oh, state. Let's not even talk about that locked up. Let's not even talk about that locked up. It's like it's bad to be a rapper. You just better hope you be more Will Smith than like when it comes to which lane you want to go if you Philly. Ed, what's another one for you, good brother?
Yo, I was going to go somewhere else, but since we're talking about Philly, I still wanted that Black Thought Masterpiece Theater, man. That one. And actually, he had 2 separate albums in the work because it was that one and then it was the Talented Mr. Trotter. And I know for sure that all the streams of thoughts that he dropped, they were nothing like what he would have dropped. You know what I mean? Like he's in a different mind space. It was a different format, but you know, even those tracks, like some of the tracks that got released, like Hardware got released. Then the Thought at Work became a Roots track instead of a Thought solo track. But that original sample on Thought at Work, that shit is crazy. Yeah, man, that was Thought in his prime. So it's a shame, man.
It's crazy.
For the group.
I was going to mention that because I want to say Phrenology became like he was working on Masterpiece Theater and then that morphed into Phrenology or whatever like that. The crazy thing about Thought is that you said it that was Thought in his prime. The crazy thing is I don't know when Thought isn't in his prime. Like that's the great thing about Thought, that you really don't have to put a date on him. And that's like almost maybe just exclusive to him. Like you don't have to put everybody else. I'm like, oh, a 97 Hove or a 94 Nas or Thought. We saw what he just did it with Flex last year. So it's almost like with Thought, he don't even have I don't know when Thought is in his prime. Like, I don't even know. Like, you may say that, yeah, part of me wants to say Illadelph, then a part of me is say right now he's in his prime because he may be better than he was back then, you know, which is crazy, which is just...
I just mean as far as, like, crafting an album, I feel like, you know, the album we would have got from him then, meaning, like, he could still spit, but I feel like he's he's in a different mind state as far as like his subject matter and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we would have gotten more raw Black Thought.
All right. What are you gonna say, Vern?
You messing up your image on Twitter because they think you hate. You hate.
Yeah,
Thought.
I don't hate Thought.
You know, I know.
Y'all know
You
I
just gave
don't.
them praise, but they ain't gonna hear that.
Yeah, right. So let me that's my thesis statement. I don't hate Black Thought. In fact, let me see if I can move this around. If you can well, now you're gonna say the damn microphone is covering it up, but there's actually a Roots joint right there up in the corner. So there's no I love Thought. I love the Roots. I purchased. Here's the thing, whenever anybody tells me I don't like Black Thought, this is what I tell them. This is what we're gonna do right here. Where is this stuff? Boom. We're gonna start down here. This is just half of the collection. We're gonna keep it going until we get here, and then you got the other half. So we talking about whenever somebody tells me I don't fuck with the Roots, or I don't fuck with Thought, first thing I tell them is, let's do this. Show me all 5 covers of Things Fall Apart. All 5 different covers of Things Fall Apart. So when niggas tell me I don't fuck with the Roots or I don't fuck with Thought, look at y'all, pull out y'all 5, and then we can keep talking. So that's the new challenge. Forget the Black Thought challenge. Next time somebody wants to talk to me about Thought, DM me your picture of all 5 covers. Oh, there's only 4. My bad, I can't count, but the 5th one's here somewhere. We getting that in. Bang. Here's the 5th one. You got the baby. You got the kid, you got the burned down church, you got the cover most people got, and then you got the gangster who died with the car in the scene. So anybody who wants to talk to me about Thought, if you ain't got all 5 of these, shut the fuck up and stay off my time. That's the moral to the story. There you go. So until somebody can text me all 5, don't nobody say nothing about Kill Don't Fuck with the Roots. I brought Undone, goddammit, okay? And I don't even like this album. But to me, the moral to the story with me and hip hop is I love hip hop more than what my opinion is. And the Roots have done so much for my city that there's no way that I won't support every single album that they ever put out. You know what I mean? So again, we because you know what, Vern, I'm glad you brought that up because people love talking on Twitter because they behind their camera. So like I said, y'all gonna have to screenshot me that y'all got organics. Y'all gonna have to screenshot me y'all got from the ground up. Y'all gonna have to screenshot me all that. Y'all don't even cats don't even know about this joint right here. The Legendary. Y'all better tweet me with the Legendary too. Y'all better hit me with the Roots Do This album. Do this joint with the rarities
Do
on
This Well.
Yeah, the Do This Well joint. Tweet me all of this stuff, and then we can talk about Black Thought. Until that day, it's like my man said on Mo Better Blues. Until that mystical, magical, majestical day happens, leave me the hell alone with I don't mess with Black Thought. So thank you, Vern, for bringing that up because I think I just was able to shut up a lot of people on the timeline with that right there. So, because that's the thing. Even if I didn't mess with Thought, guess what, y'all? I still brought all the albums. Still put money in their pockets. Because that's as a Philadelphian, that's what I gotta do for them dudes. Because them dudes single-handedly made my city. When I went to college in '92, you was leaving Philly to try to get a record deal. By the time I graduated in '96, thanks to the Roots, niggas was moving to Philly trying to get on. And that's all because of them. So that's the salute for them. Cool. So I'm with you on that one, Eddie, because that was gonna be on my list too. Here's the next one I got. I want a Raekwon Pete Rock album from around 98, 99. Now, people may think that's strange.
Sneakers, yes.
There you go. See, we got to start with sneakers. Because here's the thing that most people don't understand about Pete Rock. Pete Rock was saving the Wu-Tang projects that was dead in the water. Because Immobilarity was dead in the water, except for sneakers. Then, when Deck came out with with his album, Pete saved the day with that joint, with a joint called Trouble Man. Then you got off Pete's Soul Survivor, you got The Game with Ray and Ghost, that was crazy. And then off the Fish Scale album, you had Ragu with Ghost and Red. That was crazy. So
Ray and Ghost United.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like at first listen, you may be like Pete and Ray, but I'm telling you, them dudes have constantly. Pete did the joint on Only Built for Cuban Links too. What's this joint he did?
What was the name of that? Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. If I could ever find it, Raekwon, Built for Cuban Links too. He did the joint. God, is it Sonny's Missing? I
Yeah,
think
it is.
Yeah, Sonny's Missing. He did Sonny's Missing off of this joint, which was crazy. So yeah, like Pete and Ray, I think I got a dope chemistry, and I would love to see a Pete and Ray album. I think that would have been dope. And here's the wild part. I think a Pete and Ray album right now would be crazy too. Like, I'm just saying 98, 99, but I think a joint right now for what Pete did for Retropolitan, and I think Ray's pen game is always there. So I think that would be dope right now. What's another joint you got, Mike?
The 1996 original Uncontrollable Substance, man. Deck.
Ooh, yeah.
Deck. If that flood didn't happen in Riz's basement, we would have been talking about Deck's album like Cuban Links and Iron Man and Liquid Swords, because he was bagging that era lyrically.
All right, tell me this, because Portia ain't here tonight, but I know Portia's face right now would be like, she doesn't believe the flood ever happened. So here's the thing, y'all. What exactly got lost in the flood? Was only built for Cuban Links lost in the flood, and he had to redo all that? Like, what got lost? And what did he have to redo? Because I always thought the flood happened after the Cuban Links and Liquid Swords was done. But did it happen before that? And he had to redo those two albums? Does anybody know?
I heard it happened like in 96. Yeah, I heard it happened in 96 because Deck said on Vlad that it was done, and it got flooded. But who knows? But all I know is I would love to hear it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, because what people forget about too, along with RZA's flood, was Q-Tip's townhouse burning down in Jersey when they was working on Beats, Rhymes, and Life, and he lost a lot of not just vinyl, but you lose your equipment, you lose your disc, you lose your hard drive. So I'm always interested. I always wanted to ask Tip about that, like how much of Beats, Rhymes, and Life. I want to say that's what they was working on, or the Love Movement. How much of that was lost and you had to redo? Because I know for me, if I save a beat. And thank God the machine, it hasn't happened. But when I used to be on the MP, if I saved the beat and I like lost it or the disc malfunction, it's hard to recreate that. You know what I mean? Like, even if you know what you did. So I can only imagine trying to recreate hundreds and hundreds of beats. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just as easy as it would sound. Like, y'all know, if y'all working at work and y'all wrote an 8-page report and that thing disappeared, I mean, you still got all the knowledge in your head, but who wants to sit there and write the whole thing all over again? You know what I mean? And imagine that's just one report. You trying to do this for hundreds of beats. Like, so, but that's what I wish was in that Wu documentary. Like the one they did, the Mics with Men's. Like, I just feel like that documentary. I just feel like that this flood has not been talked about enough, or it's talked about by different. It's almost like mythical, like it's the Loch Ness monster. Like, the flood happened. Did it happen? I don't know who happened, but like I needed like RZA to be like, yo, this is what happened. This is what I lost. These was the albums I lost. This is what happened, like that. So I feel you, but yeah, I because Deck has always been an incredible MC. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's probably top 5 in setting off songs. Like, I mean, Deck's first 4 bars are usually always monumental. You know what I mean? One of my favorite. Right. I was just about to say Above the Clouds, like Wild Like Rock Stars that smash guitars. Like, I don't know, that just gets you so hyped, man. So Deck is that dude. So
Guillotine.
Yeah, Guillotine. I mean, Trump. I mean, just anything that he sets off is gonna be stupid. So that's crazy. Kel, what's another one you got, good brother?
All right, so this is one I'm going a little offbeat. So this is my R&B one. New Edition, produced by Timbaland and Pharrell. I just feel like
I'm not mad at that.
You're not mad at
I'm
that?
not mad at that. No, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, I think that sound. I think Timbaland and Pharrell could cultivate their sound to New Edition and kind of give them back. Obviously, it's not going to happen now, but
now I would date that probably 2001-ish, 2-ish, maybe that Timbaland.
That makes sense. Right before they go to
being in their bag.
In their bag, no question.
Right. Like that's it, because I don't even know who Timbaland is right now. I don't know what's going on with Timbaland.
I don't know what he's doing. You're right. I don't know what he's doing now.
But I think that would be dope, man. That would be real dope. That would be dope. Vern, what you got up next?
One of Apartment 5B friends of the show, I grabbing them, man. I wish we could have got more from them. Yeah,
I feel you on that. That That first I album, Jay, is stupid. Where is it? This joint right here. I mean, this joint is just 5 Mic classic to me. Again, the industry. You know, Grant was telling me at the time Pete had Soul Brother Records. Somebody at Elektra is leaving. The president leaves. They want to, you know, this in the D-Dot Baby Part album that Pete did. You know what I mean? Because and it almost like, again, we were just talking about last night with Tribe and Roots kind of aligning like that. You almost had the same thing with Gang Starr and Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Like you had Pete Rock with his group, and then, you know, like in no way disrespectful. Like I was his group home. I'm not saying they were group home. I'm just saying this was like his group, you know, and then he had D-Dot Baby Part the same way Primo had J. Rue and he had group home. You know what I mean? Like he was building his Soul Brother Records, but you know, the situation at Elektra just kind of flamed out. And it's amazing to me how many people haven't heard this album. If you've never heard this album, please, Grab said it's not called Center of Attention. It's called
The Life I Live.
The Life I Live, right. The Life I Live. So please go find this on YouTube or somewhere. Incredibly dope album. Pete Rock production from 95, 96.
Bacon Jackson, all that.
Yeah. No way you can go wrong with that type stuff. Ruben, what's another joint you got, good brother?
I'm gonna go Pac Boot Camp Click. They've spoken about that one. Well, the crew's spoken about that one. It sounded like it was gonna be heavy with Buckshot at first, but then, you know, they're all together. And so I want to say Tech and Steel did an interview with Vlad as well, and they've done a few others, and they talk more in detail about it. But I just feel like if we could have gotten that sometime before Pac made you know, a good decision for him business wise, but a bad decision for him for his personal well-being. I would say if we could have gotten that 95, 96, you know.
Now tell me this, Rube, is this the Pac BCC album? Is that before Death Row or is that while he's on Death Row? I can't remember.
I want to say that they said that he was working on it before Death Row, and then all of that stuff happened, and you know, like Suge got him bailed out and all that stuff.
Right.
But
One
if
Nation.
One Nation. But I mean, it's a huge what if.
So did they record the album, or they only got like a couple of tracks? Because I'm just surprised that.
I want to say that they've said that they were in the process. I don't know that they, you know, had, you know, 10, 12 tracks to throw out. But I've seen leaks online, but some of them they're kind of like patchwork, where it's like I recognize that Buckshot verse from somewhere. I've heard that Pac freestyle so many times. So I don't think anything legit that they plan to use for that album has ever, you know, really
come out.
I have no idea on the producers, but I would be shocked if it wasn't the Beat Miners doing most of that work at that time. Moby would be I'm a great producer there as well, but they've given quite a few interviews about it.
All right, no doubt. Eddie, what's another one you got, good brother?
Yo, man, this one is probably a more recent one, but I would have loved to hear Elzhi, Royce the 5'9", and Black Milk, all produced by Black Milk. I mean, if you listen to all the tracks they've done together, I mean, you got Deadly Melody, then you got Motown 25. Well, you know, Black Milk wasn't rapping on that, but he produced it, and both of them spitting. I mean, they got the chemistry. I mean, all from Detroit. I mean, no reason why it couldn't happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be crazy. I'm actually shocked they haven't done more stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even if it's like a little EP, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just shocked that has happened. But maybe now, since Royce is making beats, maybe now we might be able to get something like that.
I don't want to. I don't want to
You know
hear it.
what? I don't wanna hear
I
I apologize. I apologize. You said specifically black milk. I apologize. You said black milk specifically. I can't call an audible over there. All right, I'm gonna throw out 2 or 3 right now. Another one I wanted a Black Moon album between 93 and 99, the War Zone. That 6 years was just too far apart, too much stuff happened. I just think if we would have got a Black Moon album, probably maybe after The Shining came out, maybe after Nocturnal, but I think everybody was trying to do that woo shit. Like, okay, Black Moon, Smith & Wesson, Helter Skelter, OGC, Black Moon, Smith. Like, I felt like that, it just, you know, and during that time, you know, the Beat Miners kind of had their beef with BCC and then they split. But I felt like a Black Moon album, like, you know, because you think about some of the beats that the Beat Miners was giving out. They had Rod Digger's Tight, they had Astronomy for Black Star, they did Royal Flush, Moving On Your Week production, they was doing stuff for Mike Geronimo. Like, if some of those beats would ended up being on the second Black Moon album, like, I'm thinking that would have just been bonkers right there if that would have happened. Also, I want a Camp Low sophomore album. Their debut came out in 97. I would have wanted a sophomore around 98, 99, all produced by Ski again. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know what happened. Like, them dudes kind of just disappeared. I know at that time Ski had started his rocker block and he had Sporty Thieves with that No Pigeons. That, you know, that was a letdown. I thought that album was going to be crazy, just off of what Ski had been doing, and it wasn't. And then another one I got, and this is for right now. I want a Conway Benny album, 2020, produced by Derringer and Alchemist. Just Conway and Benny, just
Tito's
going back and
shit.
forth. Yeah, exactly. Just Conway and Benny, Derringer, Alchemist, and I'm good with that. Kelv, you got any more joints left?
Got no more.
All right, Mike, you got any joints left?
Yeah, I got one more, but I want to say something, man. Sporty Thieves are like dollar store locks. That shit was trash. I bought that CD and I was so disappointed, man.
Yo, bro, you talk about disappointed. I was in Brooklyn and brought that CD, and it's something about being in New York buying what you think is going to be good hip hop, and it's not. Like, made it even worse.
These was all over the video too. It's like,
yo,
you could get it out of the city. It was all over the place.
Yo, Sporty Thieves, man. That was probably one of the most disappointing albums. And it wasn't, to me at that time, I just loved Ski's production. Like, Ski was in his bag. Yeah, Can't Blow, Bahamadia, the stuff he was doing for Jay-Z. I mean, he was in his bag. So I was like, I don't even care about. After Group Home, I literally was like, I don't even care about MCs rapping no more. I just want to hear the beats. And even the beats was just suspect. So that was just a bad look right there. But what you got up next, Mike?
It would have been the greatest hip hop album ever made. Native Tongues album in 93.
Ooh, man.
You know, we got Midnight Tribe, we got Balloon, Mind State, De La, you know, we got B-Nuts on there, we got Black Sheep on there, we got Jungle Brothers on. It would have been fucking incredible.
Ooh.
It would have been nuts.
That's dope.
Dilla on production, you know.
Yeah. But we wouldn't have had Dilla yet. We wouldn't have Dilla yet.
Yeah. It's 96. Yeah,
you say 96. Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I said 93.
No, you said 93.
I said 93. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I smoked a lot of blunts.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Now I'm just trying to think, man, because that would have been, because it would have been
Tip on production. Tip.
Yeah, it would have been a whole buddy. It would have been a buddy sound that would have just been
Psycho Less, maybe. You know?
Prince Paul.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been crazy. And it's funny. Another one that I got, I wanted the Crooklyn Dodgers, at least the EP.
Oh, like same here, bro.
The original, the Buckshot, Master Ace, and Special Ed. Maybe not a whole album, but an EP. But I just thought that whole, like, because it kind of just popped up out of nowhere. It was just they sent the vinyl to the radio station.
And
like
that
Dodgers.
Tip beat is crazy. That Tip beat is fucking nuts.
The Tip beat, and this is one for all my beat heads out there. That's one of the beats that to this day nobody knows, and if they do, nobody's saying what that sample is. Like that's still one of those like unknown. We don't know what Tip used for that. So I just think that would have been crazy. My only beef with the album when I saw it was like Crooklyn Dodgers. I'm like, well, why is it produced by Tip? Because this nigga from Queens. Like I never understood that. But
do you like
I can't
the second one? The second one is
I-
crazy too.
I like the second one, but if I had to go with one, like if I gotta listen to one or the other, like
Yeah,
one got to
second one.
disappear, it's gonna be the second one. And I love Primo.
Yeah.
I love Primo, but that original Crooklyn Dodgers, man, just the way Master Ace rode that beat and
Yeah.
Buck,
But
like even Special Ed, I think that was the illest part. Like seeing my man come back from the dead. Like nobody heard nothing from Special Ed in years, and it was just like, yo, this dude is like right there with Ace and Buck. And probably when Buck was at his pinnacle as an MC. Like so, yeah, I definitely wanted that Crooklyn Dodgers EP. Burn, you got any more left in the R&B joints?
One more, yeah. Unfortunately, the lead of the group died, so we couldn't get any more. But Intro, man, that album is stupid, bro. I still spin it. I mean, they wrote for a lot of Mary J and all them and stuff, but that album is bananas, man. And I wish we could have got more from them.
As soon as you said the lead singer died, I already knew right where you was going. Like that intro joint is special, man. That's a special joint.
Special it is,
Ruben, what you got any more left?
Cube and Dre were supposedly working on a project. I want to say it was like 92, 93, around the time of
what was it called? Something Killers? Natural Born Killers.
Helter Skelter, that's like 94.
No, Helter Skelter. Right.
That single, that video used to scare the shit out of me because he was just like spinning in this chair, like rotating, just like blasting people. So I mean, I was like 3 or 4.
That song is so fucking grimy. I love it,
dude. That beat is just like it grabs you and it tells you to like turn this shit off, but for some reason you just keep listening to it, and that shit is just like it's menacing. Like that shit still haunts me. Like
it's crazy you say that because I was just watching Straight Outta Compton with Nay, and just hearing you said that made me think about the whole NWA album that they was going to try to do, like right before Easy died, like when everybody was like mending their fences and everything like that. Like I wonder, because again, you still got Dre in this bag because you're talking about kind of post-Chronic before Doggy Style. So you still got Dre in that bag. Cube is still nice. What would Ren have come with? Snoop would have probably been on the album. I really wish, I don't know if they recorded anything, but I think that could have been dope because Ren's pen ain't gonna go nowhere.
Would have been nuts.
Yeah. Ren's pen wasn't going nowhere, and the fact that you got Q back in pocket too, and you got Dre with the beats, and I think that album kind of would have been crazy. You know what I mean?
Their second one that dropped, I think that was 90, 91 or something like that.
Yeah, 91.
Like Cube not being there, like honestly, like I don't think we've ever seen, any genre, one single artist show that big of a difference. Like I think it was clear after Cube left that he wasn't just a writer, but he was the essence of that group. Ren is a great writer, DOC is a hell of a writer, but I just think it was something about Cube's presence that made that first record, Easy's record, just so much better. Like that second album, to me, I don't really like it.
I'm a niggas for life. I'm
about to say.
I'm from California, and I'm just like, and I don't know, rather Cube solo than listen to that shit. To me.
Well, here's the thing. How old were you when that came out? We talking 90. How old were you in 90?
I'm 29, man.
Okay, well there we go. So I think, bro, in 1990, at 16 years old, brother, just getting my license, God, that niggas for life got played everywhere I go. I know what you're saying, that it wasn't
like the beats on there are hard, but as far as like
but for
subject matter, I don't know.
Right. Well, see, I agree because I tried to listen to For Niggas for Life maybe about a couple of months ago, and I was like, I was almost like, I see why I see Dolores Tucker. I'm like, yo, did y'all just rape? I was like, yo, did y'all just rape somebody and kill her and put her in the trunk and then dump her in the water? Like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Right.
Yeah,
like,
some of that shit is like overt. Like it's not even like trying to be discreet. It's like
right. It was literally like, okay, you know what? At 45, I see why I see Dolores Tucker was trying to save our brains.
I'm an angry, ignorant nigga. I need that album. I love that album.
Filth.
Right. Like I see Dolores Tucker. Like, yo, I'll never forget, man. I want to say it was the Albert Einstein album. And this is what I mean by music speaks to us at different times based off of what we're going through. I have been dying to listen to this because y'all know I love Alchemist. So I'm an Alchemist P. I literally just dropped Naomi off at daycare. I popped the CD in. I'm listening to a song, and P is like, yo, there go the nigga I got to kill. Oh, he just picked his daughter up from school. Oh, do I kill him in front of his daughter? Fuck her. She need to learn life is real, so I shoot her in front of the daughter. I literally, this was also set it off Latifah shit. Like, I popped the CD out and just threw the shit out the window. Like, nigga, you still shooting people? Like, my nigga, I read the book. You don't shoot nobody. Nigga, like, every gun has jammed in your life. You know what I mean? My nigga, stop shooting people in front of their kids. I just dropped off my daughter. Now, I get this. If you're younger and you don't have a daughter and you don't mind shooting people in front of their daughters, then cool. But for me, I was just like, bro, you still on the project benches. Like, nigga, leave Queen. And here, you're not from Queensbridge. So I'm about to say, leave Queensbridge. You never lived there. Like, I'm going on a Prodigy rant. I apologize. Eddie, you got any more albums left, man?
Yeah. I'm not sure if anyone might have mentioned this, but I would have loved to hear a Scarface album produced by DJ Premier. Like, right after that Gangster album, what was it, 98, Moment of Truth? He had that feature, like, I feel like that would have been the peak time, maybe like 99 or 2000 release. But man, like, and I feel like it would have been dope. I mean, like, you know, DJ Premier said on that record, yo, he's from Texas. He looked up Scarface. He sounded dope on that production. Yeah, man, I think that would have been dope. I think another one I got is I want a second Barrel Brothers album. Barrel Brothers is Skies and Torre, man. They need to drop another one. That could still happen.
Did it on a daily.
Yeah.
The hard shit.
That doing was hard, man. And I guess one last one I'll say is it could even be an EP, but I want a project from Pharoahe Monch and Jean Grae based on that Assassins joint on the Pharoahe Monch album. Like, I know Royce was on that, but Royce don't even have to be on the whole thing. You know, I feel like Pharoahe Monch and Jean Grae could make it happen, man. I think they have dope chemistry, and I think it'll be a dope project.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
I like that.
Yeah, I want it, but then part of me is like, I don't want it because I just want another Pharoahe album, and that's just going to put more stuff in front of Pharoahe before I get another Pharoahe.
Yeah.
But no, I feel you. I mean, these are wish lists. The last joint I got, a lot of people probably may not remember them. 3 Times Dope out of Philly. Yo,
Funky Dividends.
The
Funky Dividends, Ag Nicholas one. They had a third album out called Major Flavors. And my man Jason used to dance for Larry Lara. Like, it was EST, all of them, and they had my man Larry Lara was signed to Rough House, and my man danced for him. And we had the cassette of their third album, Major Flavors. Yo, 5 mics, man. 5 mics. I guarantee you, if this album would have came out, we would be talking about 3 Times Dope in a totally different light, man. I don't know what happened with the record label. I don't know what happened, but the album we eventually ended up getting had none of the stuff that was on the joint that we had the demo of. I mean, the album was just crazy. I always tell people. No, that was the second album. That was Live from Ag Nicholas Land. After that, this album was going to be crazy. And I always tell people, they had a video for No Words, and it was a remix. If y'all just Google or YouTube 3 Times Dope No Words remix video, that and you listen to that was the oomph of that whole album. Like, that song would have represents what that whole album is. And another album out of Philly that was supposed to come out, and that's what I mean by labels be sabotaging stuff. Tracy Lee's second album was gonna be something stupid. We're talking about a young Just Blaze, a young Kanye West was producing it. He had this joint that was so crazy. I forgot the name of it, but the concept was like, it was like damned if I do, damned if I don't. It was like, yo, if I'm with a chick and I smash, she's gonna accuse me of rape, but if I don't smash, then I'm the gay rapper. You know what I mean? It was almost on some old like Jay-Z Streets is Watching. If I shoot you, you brainless, but if I shoot you, you know, what's a nigga to do? It was like that. Like, or if a nigga try to rob me and he robs me, now I'm a punk, but if I shoot him back, now I'm going to jail. Like, it was just, yo, it was and again, industry hoopla, whatever. Now, the R&B joints I got, I always wanted the Mary J. Blige, Chucky Thompson produced album, probably around 2002. That's after the Mary album. That's after the All That I Can Say with Lauryn Hill. I had album, yeah. I had an opportunity to chop it up with Chucky one time, and just hearing the stories of him and Mary, I just really wish, like, to me, they're like the Timbaland Aaliyah, like they have that synergy that's like a Pete CL or a Gangstar type chemistry with Mary and Chucky. D'Angelo owes me an album between Brown Sugar and Voodoo. I'm tired of these 5-year albums. Yeah, he said 3. Like, I'm with you. Like, yeah, he owes me at least 3 albums between Brown Sugar and Voodoo. A lot of people don't rock with the boy, but I when him and Timbo are in their bag, I want the 3rd Genuine album produced by Timbo.
Genuine,
no doubt.
A third, people can front all they want, but So Anxious, man, still one of the dopest slow jams to this day. I don't know if y'all remember this shorty Janelle. She was down with High Tech. She was on High Technologies album.
Round and Round, right?
Round and Round.
Oh yeah, okay.
She was supposed to have an album on Raucous that never dropped, all produced by High Tech. I wanted the sophomore Lucy Pearl album, because I love Dawn from In Vogue's voice. I love Raphael's production. I thought they meshed well together. Who the hell knows what Ali did? I don't even
why is that always the story?
We don't know what Ali did. Well, here's the thing: we know what Ali does.
I was going to blame Joan Robinson.
We know. What'd you say?
I was going to blame Joan Robinson. I mean, she's
no. I mean, I think she is the reason that they broke up because it sounded like she was a diva. But I just always loved Dawn's voice. Like her voice was just beautiful to me. I think Ali now, like, he knows how to play instruments now. So, like, he's with Adrian Young, and I've seen they just dropped the album last week called Jazz is Dead. But I think now we can see what Ali does. But just for all those times with Tribe and Lucy Pearl, I don't know. But he's got stands out there. I said that one day, and niggas tried to burn down my timeline. Like, how dare you say something bad about Ali Shaheed Muhammad and whatever. And I wanted the 4th Jodeci album right after the after party, the show, the after party in the hotel. That dropped in 96. That dropped 95, 96. I want an album around 98. Because we didn't get another Jodeci album for 20 years. Like, when we talk about Detox and D'Angelo, they dropped the show, the after party in the hotel in 95. We didn't get their follow-up album until 2015. What's up, bro?
I got 2 more. You made me think about.
All right. What you got?
Glenn Lewis and Dre and Vidal owe us at least another album. That first Glenn Lewis World Outside My Window, I still spin it. I don't know why they broke up from each other. And then,
did you hear Chasing Goosebumps?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I don't care if I'm on this island by myself. Dark Child and Brandy, that Full Moon album is bananas. They had a symmetry that it was incredible, and I wish they would have kept working together.
Yeah, but wasn't it something like his cousin got her pregnant? Like, something happened. It was like something like that.
But then she also accused him of giving their sound away because he got hot, so he started producing for everybody else. So those 2.
We're gonna come back there, Mike. What's your last 2?
I got a Dungeon Family album in '98, man.
Okay,
that'd have been crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got that Stat Quo album that never came out. The Statlanta. Yeah, the Alchemist in there and all that shit.
All right. Are you saying that just to get me to listen, or he really had Alchemist? I'm just joking. Tell me this, y'all. You said it, Vern, that Brandy got mad that he was giving away their sound. Do you think that there's any weight behind that? And the reason why I say that is because I remember back when Little Brother first broke up, Fonte said like Ninth was giving away the Little Brother sound. You know what I mean? And I've always wondered, like, is it the Little Brother sound? Like, for instance, when I heard Primo, no matter who he was producing for, I always felt like that was the Premier sound. I never felt like, oh, he's giving away the Gangstar sound to Jay-Z, or he's giving away the Gangstar sound to somebody else. It was like, that's Premier sound, So do you think that there's any weight when rappers or singers say something like that he's giving away? Because I think A. Marie had the same beef with Rich Harrison. It's like, oh, you gave away our sound to Beyonce and Tony Braxton, because of course they get hot. And that one thing blew up. And then there was a song on Tony Braxton. I mean, after a while, all Rich Harrison was doing was just sampling the meters. Like, it was like, just give me some meters drums and just give it to a singer and let her sing. Do you feel like there's any weight behind an artist saying you're giving away our sound?
Yes and no, because at the end of the day, like you said, Kill. I mean, that's the producer that gave you the sound that you're singing on, and I mean, I think even if he bastardized that sound and gave it to other people, the magic that they had together, if they keep working together, it's gonna be still dope. Because I mean, it's like, okay, perfect example. Jam and Lewis have produced for everybody under the sun, but what they did with New Edition was magic. What the stuff they've done with Janet is magic. So regardless of whoever else they produce for, when they get together, it's still dope. So, man, let that man eat and just make sure he bringing you some food.
Okay, cool. I think the only beef with that is that with Jam and Lewis is I feel like they're producers for hire. They're like hitmen for hire. Like they have no loyalty. You know what I mean? Like Weebay was Avon, Chris and Snoop is Marlo. Like there's loyalty. But I feel like the only time that happens is when the loyalty is there, like Brandy and Darkchild, you know, A. Marie and Rich Harrison. You know what I mean? But I see what you're saying, that at the end of the day, you're saying just bring back stuff for me to eat off of too.
Yeah, I mean, because again, I mean, yeah, Jam and Lewis are producers for hire, but they did the whole Control album, the whole Rhythm Nation. That album is bonkers.
Right.
So they know how to craft a palette for that particular artist. I mean, think what they did for New Edition on Any Heartbreak. You had all that other Maurice Starr popcorn stuff, but Jimmy Jam them gave them a dope sound, and then the stuff they did, you know, they got with Bad Boy and all that. Yeah. So
all right, so just bring something home. Ruben, what do you think? Do you feel like as an MC you have the right to say? Because here's the problem now, I think, and one time I was blessed to sit down with Guru and talk with him, and he said, here's the problem, that Premier can go and produce for anybody. But for me to rhyme on somebody else's album, I have to get permission from my label. So it's not as easy for me. Because if I'm the producer, if me and Vern got a group, I could produce for all of y'all, and I ain't got to ask nobody. But if Vern wants to get on Kelvin's album, he has to go to his label and say, hey, can I get on this album? And the label may say, well, no, because, Kelvin isn't as big as you are, and different things like that. And I was like, damn, I never thought about that before. So I think with Guru and Premier was dope, because then Guru at least did his Jazzmatazz, so it was like, okay, Premier, you're doing your thing. Well, let me come over here and do mine. But Ruben, what do you think real quick?
I mean, like, I would say in that, on that specific details, like that sounds like they had two different contracts. Like, that sounds like the label wanted to keep Guru on a certain leash, but they wanted to let Primo do whatever. So,
well, no,
I don't think that should cause any.
It's not about the label. It's just the label doesn't really. It's almost like for Janet just can't go sing on Michael's album. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get permission. Whereas as a producer, I just don't think labels were thinking that eventually producers will get to a point where they can just produce for hire. So it's not really a contract thing, but it's just more so. Do you think if me and you got a group and I'm producing for other people, are you going to get mad at me for giving away our sound?
I mean, I think what Vern said is spot on.
You would, Mike? Okay, so as long as I'm bringing,
so go ahead and go produce for whoever, but make sure I get at least 1 or 2 hits on this next album. I don't care if you're working with everybody, pop, rap, whoever, but just make sure I get, some hits on this next one.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna come to you, Eddie. The same thing. Well, here's the thing. This is what I was gonna say. Everybody you may be cool with it, but then what happens is you're just sitting in the house chilling. I'm producing for everybody, getting checks. So now I got 5 cars, you got 1 car. I moved out the hood, you still living in the hood. So now it becomes a situation. Now people in your ear like, yo, Ruben, why the nigga kill Eaton? Ain't y'all the group? Ain't y'all killing Ruben, the Killing Ruben show? Why this nigga living out in Beverly Hills, nigga, and you still in Compton? Like, so I think that's where the problem. Right. But to me, that's why I say that's what Guru did. To me, I think that's why Gang Starr lasted so long, because Guru was doing his Jazzmatazz. Like, Guru found his own way to stay to quote unquote stay busy while Premier was doing his thing. It's like a wife. If you going out with your friends all the time and your wife just sitting at home, eventually she gonna start looking at you like, nigga, you gonna stay home? Like, what's up? Like, I don't got nothing to do. But if your wife got her friends and she enjoying her time and you enjoying your time, and then y'all can come back together, it usually only gets complicated when one person's bored. Like, that's what happens. As long as both people got something to do, there's really ain't no problem. But it's when I'm just sitting home and you coming in at 3 a.m, laughing and joking, like you all smiling and hee-hawing, and your wife been like, nigga, I've been sitting in the house all day with this baby, you gonna have some issues. Eddie, what about you? Do you feel this? Would you feel some kind of way?
Not necessarily. I mean, honestly, going back to what Vern said, I think there's some producers who just, make beats and they're like, all right, pick what you want. But then there's producers who work with the artists, and really this depends on how the artists work, right? They work together to craft an album, get together ideas, what you're going for. And I know, Kill, you mentioned this, like when you're working with artists, you're trying to get their feel of what kind of song they want to make, what kind of album they want to make, the emotion, the feel to it, what's the theme of the song. So if it's a producer that's just making beats random and saying, hey, pick from this pool of beats, then yeah, it might be different if, they're letting other artists get the first pick and we're supposed to be a group, sure. But if I know me and you are going to craft an album together, then I'm not worried about that. I'm like, all right, we're going to do something special.
All right, no doubt. Now, Mike, I'm going to come to you last because I know you got a problem with it. So, Kelvin, do you got a problem with it? We a group. I'm doing other beats. I'm making more money than you. Because here's the I'll wait till. What do you think, Kel?
I mean, I think that it depends on. I think nowadays you probably look at it more so as ego involved in the artist. Like you said, if I'm producing and I'm making all this money from producing other artists, and the MC is not, then yeah, we're gonna get jealous and stuff like that. But I think you think about like Motown or Stax or Philly International, where you got in-house production, who are just producing artist after artist after artist, and I don't think they're looking at it that way. It's kind of like what Vern said. As long as you're delivering me the same production that you're giving to other guys, then I'm not gonna have an issue with it. So,
all right, no doubt.
More ego division driven.
All right, Mike, you got a problem. Me and you a group. I'm giving away beats to all these other people on Apartment 5B. What's your beef?
It's like, does McDonald's give niggas the recipe for the Big Mac sauce? You know what I mean? Like, you giving niggas out beats, man. You know what I mean? That's why I would have a problem. And if you're getting more money than me, like, at least give me half of that or something. You know what I mean? Or let me rhyme on that artist's album. You feel me?
You know what, brother? This is why, and the two things you just said was the two things I was going to bring up. And to that Big Mac secret sauce, let me tell you something, Kelvin. You know this. Sunny Subs across the street from Morgan State University. I went there. Chinese people own it. I went there. I said, Shorty, how do y'all make y'all half and half? She was like, nah. Like, I'm not telling you. Like, you and I getting the secret to all half and half. So I feel you with the Big Mac sauce. Yeah, I was going to ask, because here's something that I saw on the Whispers that I thought was crazy. They did an unsung on the Whispers, and it's the first time I ever heard about this. And he said one of them, I think, was locked up or was sick. Something was wrong.
Locked up.
And then he said he was locked up. And he said, you know what? We still paid him for every show.
Yeah.
Because we were the Whispers. We were a group. And even though he didn't perform, that was our brother. And we were going to hold him down. And I said, wow. I'd never heard of anything like that. Yeah. I never thought of anything like that. Because the same thing you said to me, Mike, somebody said once to me, and he was like, well, then can't I get half of the beats that you're making? And part of me felt like, but nigga, I'm making the beats. Like, how am I going to give you half? You're not doing anything. Like if me and you have a t-shirt company and we're doing good, but then I open a bakery and my bakery is doing great, am I supposed to give you half because we got a t-shirt company together? Like, you know what I mean? Somebody, no, but I mean, I feel because there are people who feel that way. That's like, yo, we're a group first. Because there are people out here who probably like the Whispers. Why I'm giving you? And I'm sure somebody in the Whispers is probably like, why are we giving old Otis a cut? This nigga is locked up. Like, why he ain't out here on these stages? But then, But for them, it was, yo, we're family first. Like, this is how we came in as a group. And that made me think that, because I was actually working with a songwriter once, and I was going to say, maybe we should just, whatever you do songwriting wise, even if I don't do nothing, I split it. We just split everything. You know what I mean? But then that means if you ghostwriting, my nigga, you got to give me, like, you got to be doing something. Like, that would be my challenge back to you. Like, if you want me to give you half of these beats, then my nigga, you better go get the groceries. Like, if you want me to get, like, I'm baking these cakes, you want to go to the supermarket and do something to get half this money. I'm not just going to give you half of this money because you my man. What are you going to say, Vern?
Yeah, I think about it. I know. I'm in the mortgage game, and I know some real estate agents who sit in subdivisions together. Some of them is every man for themselves, but I know these two women that I knew, they split everything, but the division of labor was there. You know, when she went out of town, she still worked, vice versa. You know, so you ain't getting half if you ain't working. Man, y'all can say whatever. If I'm putting in the work, like I said, you better learn how to get in the studio with me and learn how to make some beats. Go buy some records or something.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Nah.
But I think the great thing about that is just the understanding of, well, yeah, then you better start ghostwriting, because here's a story most people don't know. Gangstar Guru told Primo, if you want to sign this record contract, my nigga, you gonna have to make beats, because you just being my DJ, then I'll just pay you for shows. Like, you ain't getting half this contract money. You're just gonna be my show DJ then. You know what I mean? And that's what made Premier start making beats. But you gotta keep in mind, Guru was 28 when Words I Manifest came out in 88. So when I'm 14, Guru 28. Guru a grown ass man. So Guru understood the business to be able to tell Premier, you better go do something if you want to sign this record label. Now, somebody at that time, a 14-year-old me, will probably be like, oh, that's messed up. That's your friend. Here's the other thing. Primo and Guru weren't friends. They didn't know each other. Guru found Primo's beats when he was going through Wild Pitches demos and stuff. So Gangstar didn't come up together like Tribe Called Quest on hanging out together. So their relationship was always business. And then they became friends. So my challenge would be like, if you an MC, you better start ghostwriting, and then keep in mind, because you may end up saying, you know what, Kill, I don't want half your stuff because I'm ghostwriting and I'm getting publishing. So I'm better off over here. And that could be cool too. But then, But again, you gonna do something. If I'm married, I ain't the only person going to work. Because if I'm the only person going to work, nigga, I might as well be divorced then. I can do this shit by myself. We both going to work. Like we ain't, one person ain't working and the other person not, unless we've agreed upon something like you're home taking care of the kids and you're doing this or whatever. The other thing is, I heard this. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard this from industry people that I trust. They said one of the beefs that Guru had with Preem was, let me get on some of these Jay-Z songs. Let me get on some of these Biggie songs. So, Mike, you hit the nail on the hammer when you said both of those things. Give me half and then let me get on. And I think Preem was like, my nigga, it's Jay-Z. I can't make him want you on the album. I can't go in the studio like Jay-Z, put Guru on this. Like, I can't even imagine hearing Guru on Reasonable Doubt. Like that would sound weird. Yeah, that would sound weird. Like is Guru supposed to be on New York State of Mind? Like, is he got the second verse on New York State of Mind? Like, so now you're putting the producer in a weird predicament. Like, and I want to say I heard that about Little Brother too. That Little Brother was like, "Oh, you up there with Jay-Z? Well, bring us. Like, let's get on the Jay-Z album." It's like, nigga, I just met. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when I first got a job at 15 at Foot Locker. My first day home, I love working at Foot Locker. It's 1989. I mean, Foot Locker is the shit. I would walk home in my uniform. I would walk through Philly with a damn referee uniform on. That's how dope it was to work at Foot Locker. My first day, I walk on my block. Hook me up, nigga. Nigga, I ain't even paycheck yet. I haven't even filled out a tax form. I don't even know where I punch out at, and people already asking me, hook me up with a job. I just started today. I don't even remember my manager's name. Knife may be like, nigga, I just met Jay. Like, I can't get y'all on the Black album. But again, what's up, man?
So since you mentioned Little Brother and Jay, rapper Big Pooh, he was tweeting the other night, right? He was tweeting stories of different songs that they made. And he mentioned they were trying to get Jay-Z on Loving It.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. They were trying to get that spot. So they had Joe Scudder do his verse.
The white boy.
just in case, like as a placeholder, just in case they couldn't get Jay. Obviously, they couldn't get Jay, so they put him on there. Still a dope verse.
Yeah.
But then I had another thought, which was, Fonte, like, I don't think Fonte was tripping once he started doing the foreign exchange thing. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like Jazzmatazz, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Fonte is doing really, really well for himself. I mean, he got all these different avenues, you know what I mean? He got the solo projects, the foreign exchange. He had the Tigolero project. He's doing he got was it the sketch comedy show that he was writing for and all that?
But here's the thing. Again, your wife ain't home bored. Your wife has a life now. She is doing things. She has a hobby. You're going out. She's going out. Now, what's Big Pooh doing? Now we ain't talking about Big Pooh.
He's managing acts. I just found that out. He's managing acts and doing some different things like that.
Loving it.
Now, here's the problem. In marriage terms, you like taking a violin class. Like I don't know if managing acts is like this nigga got a sketch comedy. Like I know because Fonte was writing for that show, The Breaks, that was on VH1. He was writing for that. Yeah. So Fonte is getting some checks. And again, I mean, it's dope, but it's just how do you? Because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, JP told me on the Little Brother album, Pooh said he was even doing Uber for a while. You know what I mean? So if you see Fonte on The Breaks, Ninth over here getting a Grammy, and you driving Uber, I mean, you gonna feel some kind of way.
And Fonte's also on that podcast with Questlove too.
Right, and he's part of that. You know, so
hey, I mean, if y'all get a chance, listen to it's a show called The Cypher. Dope interview.
Podcast, right?
Yeah. It's 2 parts of Fonte's brother. Check that out.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the if anybody watching is in a group, and first of all, nobody even makes groups no more because they just break up any damn way. So nobody even bothers to make a group. But if you're thinking about doing business with somebody, think about these things. Think about what can I do to stay busy, or what can I do to help. Don't just be the person like take care of me. Don't be the take care of me nigga. Don't be that person like, come on, man, we grew up together, take care of me. Like, think of ways to be able to make income and make it happen. You gonna say something, Vern?
One more thing. So I remember it was me and 3 other guys. We all came to this company together. We're gonna team up. We're gonna split everything. I closed a loan at Malibu for 1.5 mil. You know, I carried my weight. My boy B carried his weight. My boy C carried his weight. This other cat. But then when the check came, we got to split that thing 4 ways. Like, oh no, bro, no. This is the first and last time we splitting. You eat what you kill, because otherwise I'm gonna kill you.
Right. And I mean, Cal, it goes back to Morgan with group work. I used to hate group work. You put me in a group, I'm like, oh my God, because there's always gonna be one person who's trying to get over it, and one person who ain't doing
you got that for me. You're gonna do that for me, right?
But you always, they want that check. So just great conversation on that. Eddie, give them all the information, good brother. Where can they get at you, man?
Yo, I'm on Twitter at EddieD80, and my Instagram handle Eddie Got Soul.
All right, no doubt. Ruben, give them everything, good brother. Where they can follow you on Twitter, Instagram, anything else you're working on.
I'm on Twitter right now, and I'm at Check the Rhyme 1. Rhyme is RHYME.
All right, no doubt. Good brother Vern out there still closing mortgages in the middle of Corona, man. Tell him what's going on, man.
Yeah. On Twitter, at VChandler10, and on Instagram, V the Loan Closer. Check the round 1. I see you. Okay. I'm following.
All right, bet. Kel, let them know where they can get at you, good brother. With that Starks poster dunking on Jordan, I see you back there. I see that Knicks right there, man.
That's the last highlight I can think. I got almost 30 years ago.
Real quick, diehard Knicks fan, known him for 30 years. How do you feel about Dolan kicking Spike out the garden like that, man? He did him dirty, man.
He did him dirty. Hit him dirty. I mean, you know he didn't. My thing is, I'm sure there's got to be plenty of video of Spike walking through that gate when Dolan said he didn't come. So they're not producing that video. They're not even trying to release that video. So, I mean, Dolan's a bad guy no matter what. It can't be good for him. So he should always take the high road and try to please anybody he can, but he's a clown, so that's
all right, no doubt. Where can they get at you, good brother?
_ Big Kelv on Instagram, and at Kelvin Davis Sr. on Twitter.
All right, no doubt. My brother Mike, Speak Your Cloud podcast. Let him know, good brother.
Instagram, Mike Sears _Speaky Clout. Twitter, Supervillain85, man.
All right, where can they catch the podcast at, man?
Go to YouTube, just punch in Speak Your Clout, should pop up, yo.
All
Got
right,
some
no
fire
doubt,
out
no
there.
doubt. And you
Some
already know.
ratchet shit, you know, if you get offended easily, don't check my shit out. But you know,
Mike
ratchet
is
as
a
fuck.
quiet taste. Yeah. And you already know what it is with me. Prayerfully, I will get my old account back. But if not, it is Kill APT5B over on Twitter, Kill889 on Instagram, and we'll make beats for food.com. Check out some stuff over there. I appreciate you, good brothers. I'll check y'all next week, man.
Thanks so much.
Kill.
Kill.
Free kill.